morning everyone, and I hope you're having a lovely week. I've started my day off with my physio session today, which is mentally challenging but really great. I'm actually working with a new physio, mainly because the physio that I was working with is based up north, and they're actually remote sessions, which sounds quite strange, but for the kind of physio that I need at the moment and the exercises that I need setting, it's kind of fine to do it in that way. And I've said that if needed, I can always drive to where the physio is, but it's quite far away. They're actually based in Huddersfield. This practice was actually a recommendation from one of my friends who was doing like a mentorship learning thing at this practice. Their approach to everything is so interesting, and we're working on my weight going through my midfoot. See, it's actually only my second session with them, but I have made a lot of progress within just the last week, which is amazing, and I've been really sticking to all my exercises. So yeah, very good way to start the day, although difficult, and the exercises are very mentally draining. But yeah, I am starving, so I'm gonna make myself some oats, and I thought I would show you what goes into my oats when I make them, because I just think I've really nailed the recipe. There's only one ingredient that I'm missing, but I do feel like you can swap it out for another ingredient and it still tastes really great. I'm actually gonna weigh it out today just so I can give you the exact measurements in case you guys wanna try it, because usually I just kind of guess it, but sometimes it does turn out better than other times. So depending on how hungry I am, I use between 30 and 40 grams of oats. I'll go with 36 because that's what came out. It's then a teaspoon of chia seeds. Then I'm going to use a teaspoon of peanut butter, but this is the ingredient that I was saying that you can swap it out to, because the one that's actually amazing in here is Biscoff spread. I know it's not the healthiest, peanut butter is definitely the healthier option, but it's just a little teaspoon, and it's honestly, it just makes it taste so good. Some, I don't ever know how you say this, agave nectar. Like a teaspoon and a half. And then the final ingredient is Greek yogurt. You could use plant-based Greek yogurt, which I do sometimes, but we've got normal Greek yogurt today. That comes to about 70 grams. Then we're just gonna add a dash of water. You can add water just to get it to your desired consistency. Give it a stir, and then we're good to go. So that is how I make my, I guess they are overnight oats, but really random, but I came across one of Gordon Ramsay's YouTube videos the other day, and he was making some oats, and I didn't get the inspiration for the recipe from him because he had like apple juice and loads of random things in there. But he was saying how you can just eat them straight away. So I gave it a try, and you really can just eat them straight away. They're honestly not that much different. The only thing I'd say is I use porridge oats in these. I actually generally prefer the texture, and I'm convinced that they don't make me bloat so much. I feel like my body finds them like easier to break down. I've got no idea whether there's any science behind that at all. But I do think that like jumbo rolled oats? Jumbo oats. You know the big chunky ones basically that aren't like broken down. I do think that you'd probably want to leave those overnight, or at least for a couple of hours, so that they aren't too like chewy and stuff when you eat them. More often than not, forget to make them the night before. So I will make them when I wake up in the morning and then eat them like an hour later. But I think today I'm just gonna eat them straight away, and they are still really great. I think this is a great like summer oats recipe. Amazing one if you're rushing into work or rushing into uni or whatever. And then right before I eat them, I usually top them with frozen blueberries, but we've run out. We do have a berry smoothie mix, so I think I'm just gonna pick out the things that I want from that. Right, so I've realised the other fruit in this berry mix is frozen banana, which I definitely don't want, and black currants, which I also really don't want. So we've got a very sad looking amount of frozen raspberries in there. So today is the day that we sort out this room.
Well, I mean, we're going to get started on it, but...
Yeah, we've got guests this weekend and we've got a lot to do in here. I actually haven't shown them the desk that we had built, I don't think. I was planning on showing it in a separate vlog, but honestly, everything's taking so long to come together. By the time I do transformation of this room, it's probably going to be in about 6 months. But we just moved this little chest of drawers in from my room, which is going to be temporary because it actually looks so silly on that wall. It does, yeah. It just doesn't go really that well with this cottage wall that we've got. Which is nice and textured, but I think it just like sits at a really weird height. Eventually we will change this up for like a console table or something, but with some storage in, because obviously that is just really the wrong shape for this room. But for now, it's about as good as it's gonna get. And then this is the desk that we had built when the guys came to sort my wardrobes. And this used to be a really narrow desk, if you remember from the house tour, that just went all the way along to that wall. We've had it extended round, so it's actually a practical working space for Elliot. And it looks great shape-wise, but we've actually bought this paint colour, which is Furrow and Ball Skimming Stone, which most of our house is actually painted in. So we're just gonna take that paint colour and yeah, just make sure the desk kind of blends in with everything else. And then this is Elliot's little desk chair, which you love, don't you?
Yeah, it's
from Cult Furniture, which he chose himself, and it's this cool like boucle in like a beige colour. I have just been sorting out the last bits of, well, items of clothing that are going on my Depop page, and honestly, if you are in need of some secondhand activewear or some cheap stuff that's really, really good quality, I have put so much on there. Like, I'm actually just going to show you. There are so many things on there. I need to reorder them actually, so all the sold items are at the bottom. There are quite a lot of things that are actually brand new or in really good condition. Leather sports bra, I actually used to wear it all the time. And these charcoal leggings from the same collection. But it's just things like this. I have so many pieces of active where I just don't need them. So yeah, if you are looking for some other bits, I will leave my Depop link below, but my username on there, I think, is just Annie Openshaw. Yes, it's Annie Openshaw. But hopefully I can stack these into 2 bags and a few drawers, and then this room can look a little bit more normal again, and I can actually start using it as a study. So by some miracle, I've managed to persuade Elliot to come to IKEA with me on a Tuesday evening.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed that.
How excited are you?
I'm excited for the McDonald's after.
Well, I actually said we should eat there because I feel like we actually haven't eaten there before, which is probably going to shock a lot of people because it's, you know, it's known for its food. Like the meatballs.
And he's talking about IKEA, not McDonald's. I've definitely had a McDonald's before.
I meant I am talking about IKEA, obviously. So I think we should eat IKEA personally. But we've got a couple of things that we've been eyeing up. One of them is curtains. I've been watching YouTube videos on IKEA curtains, and there are a couple that look like they're going to be really good. So we are going to check them out. I've taken my measurements and see if there's anything else that we fancy buying for home. We've basically put this trip off since we moved into the house, haven't we?
Yeah.
We keep saying we're gonna go and then we keep not going, so.
But now we're here.
Now we're here.
New cat.
And he wants me to walk around IKEA with it on my head.
Yeah, actually,
like this.
it suits you.
I don't want it to ruin my scrape back greasy hair look.
I mean, I don't know how it could, but it looks pretty good.
It's a nice sofa. Not that we need one, but that is nice, isn't it?
It's a lovely sofa.
We saw so many great items walking around IKEA, so I've tried to capture a few of them. I thought the style was so lovely, and Elliot was saying it's actually pretty comfy as well. We will definitely be considering this table when we eventually pick a dining room table. We are really in need of a circular one, and we love the fact that this one extends. Also, for the price, it looks really expensive and the quality was great. There were a lot of amazing storage pieces, such as this bookcase thing, which would be a great addition to a lounge, and again looked very expensive with that lovely dark finish. We didn't actually see one that would have worked too well in our space, but we are really in need of a footstool at the moment. I actually loved that one, but the material didn't quite work for us. I'm loving some of the more classic feet that IKEA puts on some of their items at the moment. They work a lot better in houses such as ours, which has a lot more traditional features. We've got lots of ideas from the showroom area for ways that we want to style pieces in our own house, and a mirror this sort of shape would work really well in one of the walls in our lounge area. And also, what a fabulous price. We loved this freestanding lamp. I feel like that shade is quite in at the moment. I keep seeing them everywhere, and at the end of the video we actually spotted one in a brass finish. If I had space for this piece of furniture, there is no doubt I would be getting my hands on it. I think the colour is beautiful, and it actually reminds me of the piece that I upcycled. I just think it'd be great in a lounge, and this piece as well. Like I said, IKEA storage items at the moment, just the new designs are so lovely and very expensive looking. We spotted these dining room chairs, which Elliot actually adored, and I thought they could look quite good with that black table. It will very much be on a list of potential items for when we sort out that area of our house. It has some other lovely chairs as well in wood finishes, and I'm obsessed with these upholstered ones. They weren't Elliot's favourite, I'm not too sure why. I thought these looked very expensive and I might have to persuade them that they are a good idea. They had some fabulous desks for a home office space. I actually thought that this one really reminded me of the shape of the one that I have bought for myself from Swoon. So if you are looking for a more affordable version of that to give the same sort of look, this Alex desk could really be the perfect piece. This desk chair as well, very comfy and definitely a contender for a desk chair for my study. I'd seen these a couple of times on the IKEA website, but they are just as beautiful in person. Such a lovely Scandi vibe, and if we had space for bedside tables that size, believe me, I'd absolutely be getting my hands on them. We love how beautiful and classic this soft white colour one was as well. Just unfortunately, we have a very small space on either sides of both of our beds, so we have to get very narrow bedside tables. This bed actually perfectly matches those wooden bedside tables. It just has such a gorgeous finish to it with some really, really cool details. Just having a little pit stop, and I've got the plant balls with mash. And Elliot's gone for the
Meatballs with mash.
The regular meatballs, and we're gonna share, well, Elliot's got a cinnamon roll to himself, and we're gonna share the Dime Coke, which also looks amazing. Then we finally found exactly what we came to IKEA for, which were the curtains, and they did not disappoint. There were actually a couple we really liked, and we went back and forth between a few of them. We initially thought we wanted some very light curtains, but one of the main reasons we need curtains in the lounge is to actually give us some privacy at night time. We actually really loved this pair. They were very light, and we saw the label, and gosh, £13 for a pair of curtains is just crazy. But again, they were very sheer, but perfect if you are going for that look in your room. These are the ones that we are actually going to be ordering online. They didn't have them in stock, which was such a shame, but the material just looked so expensive, and they were a little bit thicker and kept out just enough light for us. This was such a beautiful pair of curtains if you are looking for a more linen effect. We definitely considered them, but again, they didn't quite meet our criteria in the end. And I actually loved this pair that had a little black border to them as well. This sort of pinboard thing would have been a really great idea for my study. You might remember saying that I want something that covers the plug socket that's just in the middle of my wall, and we thought that would have been great. But we figured out logistically it doesn't quite work. IKEA had a ton of baskets, and actually had I thought about it, I probably would have bought my baskets for my bedroom that go on top of my wardrobes from here, because they were very, very affordable. We actually already have this bamboo effect woven basket as a blanket box in our house, which I'm sure you'll see at some stage. As I said before, this is the lamp, but with a brass finish to it, which we will definitely be considering for our lounge, especially because the price is just so great at £80 for a big freestanding lamp. It actually had a mini version of it as well, which Elliot thought would sit really well on his desk. We also love this lamp, which had like a smoked glass base to it. I love the lampshade on it as well, so a very beautiful piece.
Hot dog, little snack.
A little snack to finish off the trip.
Snack for a little snack.
Very funny. And we have finished our trip. So we've actually bought nothing, which makes it sound like it wasn't a productive trip, but it was actually very productive. Basically, the one thing that we needed to buy, we couldn't buy because they'd run out of it. It was out of stock. So we're gonna do an online order. So we decided we're gonna get everything we need online rather than bring stuff away today. But it was very productive, wasn't it? We chose a lot of things. We got lots of food.
We got meatballs.
Elliot's got his hot dog.
We got a dime cake.
Great, it was a great evening out,
Cinnamon.
wasn't it? Hey guys, it's actually the next day, and I've just done my hair with my Dyson Airwrap, which always makes me feel very kind of, I don't know, bougie, like I'm off out somewhere. Which, to be fair, I actually am tonight, because I am meeting my sister in London to go to a squash competition, but actually to watch one in Canary Wharf, which is very exciting. I think most people dress kind of smart casual, so I thought I might make a little bit of an effort today. I haven't actually got the rest of my outfit on, but just wanted to give you a little rundown on yesterday and what we kind of decided on purchasing, which hopefully I'll be able to show you in my next video. but we have decided we're going to go with the thicker white curtain from IKEA. I'll try and put up the one that we are going for on the screen. We're going to be ordering them, so when they arrive, obviously I'll go through and show you everything. So the thicker white curtain, because we just came to the conclusion that the reason why we wanted curtains in the first place was to make sure people couldn't see in from the street, especially when we're watching TV in the evening. So a sheer curtain just probably wasn't going to solve that for us, as much as I love the look of like a more kind of sheer lightweight curtain. So I'm going to go for a medium one, but we are now a bit confused about curtain poles, and I'm going to try and watch a few YouTube videos on them, because I just wasn't completely sold on the curtain poles at IKEA. I'm hoping, I think curtains are kind of universal, so you can switch the poles up. I need to source a good quality, affordable curtain pole though, and probably in black. I think either black or brass would go quite well with downstairs, but our window frame's actually black, so I think black could look really good. We're also going to be buying a little step ladder thing so I can use it to get up to the boxes at the top of my wardrobe that we saw yesterday. I didn't actually film that, I don't know why, I just completely forgot. And potentially a little chest of drawers as well. The other thing, I made a decision on a desk chair, finally, because it's taken me so long to do so. And this is the one that I think I'm going to go for. It wasn't the one I originally had wanted. I actually did a little poll on my Instagram, which is why I came to this conclusion, because a few of you had mentioned this issue and I had thought about this already. This room really isn't huge, and I don't want to have a desk chair that sticks out too far from my desk. I want one that I can push right under. And the initial one that I had picked was more of a tub chair, really, really cute, but had sides, so I don't think it would have gone the full way under. So I've basically chosen a very, very similar desk chair, but just not one with the sides. So it's actually exactly the same material. It's like a white boucle material, and I think it's gonna look lovely in the space. I think it's about the same price as well, and even though I loved how the tub chair. So I've just been editing that last bit of the video because I actually only just filmed it, and for some reason the clip is just completely cut after I say tub chair. So what I was saying was, even though I love the tub chair, I do think this one is going to be a better option. But anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. So thank you so much for watching. As always, please subscribe if you want to stick around. There'll be another video on a Sunday, and I'll see you then. Bye!